Hi everybody, sorry, technical difficulties. So I'm going to speed through this. I apologize that it's just now coming on. I'm Erin Leatherman. I teach at East McDowell Middle, and today I'm going to do another round of 7th grade ELA, and we're going to talk about figurative language. We're going to focus on the four most commonly used figurative language types. Now we call them figurative language, and sometimes we use the term literary term because these are often used only in fiction pieces as opposed to nonfiction. They will show up occasionally, but usually it's fiction. So I wanted to talk about 4 of them, and then we're going to use some song lyrics to try and practice with this. So the first one, and please again do not make fun of my terrible artistic ability or inability, whatever you want to call it. All right, so the first one that we are going to talk about today is simile. Simile is where you have a comparison of 2 or more things and you use like or as. This one is probably the easiest to identify of all of them. So, some examples that I have here. I eat like a pig. I'm comparing my eating habits with that of the awesome swine things that graze in people's yards. I also have, I was as lazy as a sloth. So I'm comparing my abilities or inabilities to that of a sloth. So that is simile. The next one that is the most common, and a shout out to Ms. Shelton for helping me with this, I appreciate that, is metaphor. A metaphor is a comparison, but it does not use like or as, so it's a little bit harder to be able to identify. So some examples I have for you. I have Matilda is a beast at hockey, so we're comparing her abilities and strength in hockey to that of a beast. Jose wants to have rock hard abs, so we are comparing his ability or his wants with his abdominal muscles to that of, rocks. Pretty simple. All right, so those are the 2 most easy, I think, to identify. Another one I want to talk about is hyperbole. Hyperbole is extreme exaggeration. For example, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. I'm a big girl and I don't think I could sit down and eat an entire horse, let alone a horse. So we're obviously exaggerating how hungry we are here. Or this is the worst day ever. I'm sure teenagers have never said that around you. So it's not the worst day ever. We're just exaggerating how bad things are. Last one I want to talk about is personification. So I underlined the word person in here because personification deals with characteristics that we as people have. It's where we give non-human things human characteristics. For example, these daffodils are dancing in the summer breeze. Now, obviously, daffodils aren't just going to sprout legs and do the Macarena on my front lawn, or at least I hope they don't. But what I mean is just the movement that they're making in the breeze. We also have the cold just slapped me in the face this morning. Again, not actually making a hand and slapping me. It just kind of hit me really quick. So those are the 4 most common type of lit terms that we will see in literature. So we're going to kind of do like a Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer kind of thing, hopefully a little less awkwardly. But I'm going to show you some song lyrics. And so I want you to take a few seconds to try and figure out which of those 4 types you think the song lyric would be. We're going to do the first one together. So our first lyric comes from Madam Katy Perry, and it says, "'Cause baby, you're a firework." So this would be a metaphor because we are comparing someone and their boisterous attitude or how radiant they are to that of a firework. Hopefully that makes sense what we're doing. All right, next one is from Migos. I hope I'm saying that right. It says, "Life is Monopoly." So take a second. Is that simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole? It is metaphor. We are comparing this thing known as life to the game of Monopoly. And at least they're not comparing life to the game of life, which makes more sense, but then it would just be life is life, but whatever, it's fine. All right, next, if my pages will work, we have Queen Bee herself, Beyonce. "Hit me like a ray of sun." Is that simile, metaphor, hyperbole, or personification? It is simile because we are comparing some sort of something, whether it's an emotion or hopefully not anything physical, hitting her very quickly like a ray of sunshine would when you walk outside. She's Queen Bee. She can do no wrong. All right, another pop legend, Justin Timberlake, sings "Cry Me a River." What would that be? Simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole? It's going to be hyperbole, because even though some of us like to cry a lot, we are not actually going to cry the equivalent of a river. And if we do, we should probably get that looked at. All right. The king of pop, Michael Jackson, sang, "You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes." Oof. What is that one going to be? Is it going to be simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole? It's going to be, I know it's awkward, isn't it? Personification, because we have horror, which is like a feeling, and it is being compared or given these personified human characteristics, y'all. Human characteristics, because it says that it can look you right between the eyes, and I hope that doesn't happen for realsies. All right, another one is from Cardi B. She says, "Sweet like a honey bun." Simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole? This one's easy. I know you got this. It is simile, sweet, the sweet demeanor of someone to the sweetness of a honey bun. That one's easy. All right, next is going to be Vanessa Carlton, a very well-memed song. She sings, "'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you." So what are we thinking? Simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole? Hyperbole, because unless you're Forrest Gump, you probably can't or really won't walk 1,000 miles to somebody. So it's an extreme exaggeration. All right. Chris Allen says, "Our hearts are hungry for a food that won't come." Simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole. It is personification, because hearts don't actually have stomachs, which can show hunger. Again, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure that's true. All right. The late, great Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers sing, "Gonna keep this world from dragging me down." What are we thinking? Simile, metaphor, hyperbole, personification. It's personification, because the world can't actually physically drag somebody down. I mean, yeah, gravity keeps us on the ground, but it's not like a hand dragging somebody. All right. Let me see what I got. Oh, I only got 2 more, and I think I have time for those. "You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep." What is Owl City using? Simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole. And it is hyperbole, because there's not going to be 10 million fireflies. If so, it might actually heat up wherever they are. And then last, for my personal favorite band, Fall Out Boy, "When Rome is in ruins, we are the lions free from the Colosseum." Is it simile, metaphor, symbol, personification? Not symbol, I'm sorry. Hyperbole. I knew I was going to do that. It is metaphor. We're comparing like us and being free to the lions being free from the Roman Colosseum when they used to have them there and they would attack people. That's all my time. Please email me. My email is in my previous video, Erin Leatherman. It's been great. Hopefully you learned something today. Bye, guys.